I have an obligation to my employees, my fighters, and the fans. So I have built all this infrastructure around crazy stuff happening. I have my own venue. I have my own arena where I can literally put on fights and keep this thing going. So health and safety is something that I worry about every single week, not since the coronavirus popped up. I mean, it's what we do. And first it was, I can't remember what the first number was, but then the second number was no less than 50 people in a place at the same time. We figured that out. We worked around it. Then once it got to, the president came out and said that 10 people couldn't be in the same room. Obviously, it was time for me to say, all right, I got to pull the plug now.
I know you have a close relationship with the president. I believe you consulted with Donald Trump and also the Vice President Mike Pence on this. What were they telling you that made you think it was okay to carry on when other events were being canceled?
Well, we never really talked about the UFC, but what they were saying is, listen, be cautious, be safe, but don't panic. You don't want the entire country freaking out and panicking. And in times like these, people need to be entertained. People need to feel some sort of normalness going on. And, if I could still figure out ways to run the UFC and do it safely and not put any of my people in harm, then we were going to do it.
You've been accused of corporate greed. You've been accused of betraying your responsibility to your staff, your fighters, and the public. How do you respond to that?
I could care less. Let me tell you what. My employees when all this stuff started really going down, we had a huge meeting with all of our staff, and I said, listen, guys, I haven't laid off one employee. You can say, you can accuse me of whatever you want. None of my people are laid off. I told all my people, if any of them or their family members get sick or have any problems, you call me and I'll get you taken care of. So people who don't know me can accuse me of whatever they want. When I asked everybody, if you don't feel safe and if you're in the high risk group and you want to go home, you guys can all work from home. Not one of my employees walked out.
Recently you said, and I quote, I don't give a crap about coronavirus. You're actually a bit more colorful than that. How much do you regret saying that now?
I don't regret it at all. Listen, we need to fight this thing. This isn't something you roll over and whatever. This is something that needs to be fighted. Instead of panicking and freaking out, let's find solutions. Let's work through this thing. That's what we do every week at the UFC. For anybody that says that, I'm not concerned with health and safety and all this other stuff, then you don't know me.
So you've still got a fight coming up in April. That's just a few weeks away now. Khabib and Tony Ferguson. Are you still planning to have that fight?
I'm on the phone all day, every day, trying to figure out how to get this thing off. And yes, that fight is on, and I'm going to figure it out.
So can you give us an idea of what it might look like if it does go ahead?
You know what? 10 days ago, I could have answered a lot of questions for you, and I knew a lot of things. I don't know anything anymore, man. It's like the world is such a different, crazy place, right? Las Vegas is shut down. Casinos are closed. I never thought I'd say that in my lifetime. So I really don't know anything anymore. I'm just out there trying to solve problems is what I'm trying to do.
If you put the event on and it's just two guys in an octagon and some camera guys filming it, is it still worth doing?
Yeah, we're going to do it. Well, I'm going to get this thing done. I'm going to figure this thing out. And, I will make sure that everybody involved is safe. The reality is the whole world is going to move on. We're going to get through this. We're going to beat this. We're going to figure out how to solve all these problems. And we're going to figure out how to get the world back to normal.